Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about my 1987 turbo pickup, a bunch of stuff I did under the hood. If you saw the episode of the restoration before this, you could see what the engine bay looked like. It was not very good, but I got it really well sorted out and I got the engine running. It looks so much better now. Let me run you through all the things I did. So first thing I did, you'll see that the turbo tube and the intake manifold, or the plenum, are powder coated, so I took those off. I sandblasted the turbo tube, and then I put the plenum in the ultrasonic cleaner, and then those got sent out for powder coating. I tried to match the red that was on the valve cover, but I couldn't do it. So this engine bay was pretty much torn apart. The main block and everything was still left together, but all the intake and everything was taken off. The valve cover was taken off at one point. I got a fuel rail from LCE Performance. It's an anodized fuel rail, and it lets you run a 6AN fuel line. So instead of trying to find a factory fuel feed line, what I did was just run a 6AN line. I ran an inline filter down below on the frame. I used the riv nut gun to make a little riv nut, and I screwed that into the frame, the filter, and then it's just a 6AN inline filter. And in the tank there is a special fitting that ICT Billet makes. I'll link it down below. I think it's like an M14 by, I forgot the exact numbers, but I will put that down below. It screws right onto the male end of your feed line coming out of your tank from your fuel pump bracket. And then while I had everything apart, you'll notice that a lot of this stuff looks a little different. So what I did was use this thing called Tessa tape, and it's the heat protective Tessa tape actually. This stuff is amazing. I'll link it down below. So I went through the wire harness, and if the wire harness was going to survive, I wanted to make sure it was gonna be safe at least and protected. So this heat safe Tessa tape is something I did. Wrapped most of the harness, most of the electrical stuff I wrapped in it. There's stuff there, there's harnesses there, there's stuff you can't see. There's a harness over there that I did it to. There's a few I need to still do. This one going over here, stuff like that. But I want to protect the wire harness because I don't know how long typically they last, and this should give it a little bit more longevity. All right, next thing I did, you'll notice my little handle's missing. I took and put a block off plate right there. So I took the handle off. It wasn't very hard. This is something 22RE sells. I think it was 22RE. And then it's real simple. There's just a gasket. You screw in this block off plate, and that is it. I took my exhaust shields off. I took these heat shields off right here that cover the manifold, and I sprayed those down with self-etching primer and then a coat of paint, black paint after that. So that's just a nice little, and that was just a nice little vanity mod. All right, so the next big lot of stuff, you'll see a lot of stuff here from 22RE Performance. They didn't send anything for me for free. I told them I was going to make a video at one point after I got the stuff, but there was any kind of like sponsorship or anything. So this idle control screw, there's an O-ring on here. You're going to want to replace it. They get all dried and cracked, and it's not good. It was like 50 cents maybe. I got new injector harnesses. You can't really see them right now, but I got new injector harnesses. The old plastic clips were like they were all broken, and I got a new design one that fit them just perfectly. I got them on Amazon. I'll link them down below. Instead of having to pry off the metal retaining clip, you just push it in and it releases it and you pull it off. It's such a better design. These things are amazing. I'll link them down below. Another thing I got from 22RE Performance was I got the factory spark plug wires, which are pretty pricey. These are them. Of course, they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I also got a distributor that I installed today, the factory distributor, the Toyota OEM one. These wires are really cool. And then I also I had one of these valve cover clips that hold them in place, but these screw onto the valve cover, and this one's off a little bit. But these screw onto the valve cover and they hold brackets that hold your wires. So that's really cool. It's really neat. I think that came from the factory. I also did a new valve cover gasket and the new hardware up top with the rubber grommets, and then I got the half moon, the billet half moon from 22RE Performance. That was really easy to do. I didn't film me doing it, but I did get a shot of the inside of the internals when I took the valve cover off, so you can kind of see what that looks like. This engine has been rebuilt, so it's pretty nice inside. I was surprised how nice it was inside. A few other random things I got, the throttle body coolant hoses down there. I got a new set of those from 22RE Performance. I got this grommet right here that holds your hood prop, and then the clip right here. This thing, I'm sure yours is broken. just buy one of those. It's like $8 for the set. I got this battery tie down thing right here. It just mimics the factory one. It's really easy to install. So I got that in, and I also got a new throttle cable. But yeah, so I got everything put together, and then my buddy Dale came over and we were trying to start it, and lo and behold, the oil pressure sender for the gauge, the ones on the side of your block down there, was just blowing oil out of the side. We didn't realize it until we were sitting there like, why is there oil everywhere? And like, oh, there's no oil pressure sender on that thing. But we did hook up the battery. We turned on like the headlights and stuff to make sure that the harness wasn't like melting somewhere, and all the little electronic things work. The power windows work, which is cool. And I ordered the oil pressure sender, got it. I got a Beck Arnley one from Amazon. So far it's working great. And it was building oil pressure. That was the main thing we were concerned about, was, is it building oil pressure? So we got that. Dave, the guy that I got this pickup from, came over, and we were working on it. We had one little hiccup with the banjo bolts down this banjo bolt where it connects onto the fuel rail down there. We had a little bit of a leak, but we got that fixed and it started right up.
Probably start and you'll have spark leak and catch on fire. But hell, you probably get a million hits on that. Hey! That's more like it. Good.
So right now, all I have left as far as buttoning everything up is like finishing up the vacuum stuff, trying to figure out where everything goes with the vacuum stuff. I need to bleed my clutch, or I need a new clutch slave cylinder put in. I'm going to do that. Hopefully don't have to bleed it. I just got a new coolant overflow reservoir. This line is like taut. Could shoot an arrow out of there. I got to get a new line put on there. I'm trying to think of the other small things. I got to put the fan shroud on. I got the fan put on. Got coolant in when we started it and everything. But I need to get the fan shroud put on. I think I'll have to take the radiator out for that. It's kind of a snug fit there. I think the radiator is back as far as it's gonna go. So, but yeah, that is most of the engine stuff. It's pretty much running, and I have driven it. There is a throttle position sensor issue. I left this on when I put this in the ultrasonic cleaner like a dum-dum. And so that thing is ruined. And so I'll drive down when I'm driving, the throttle goes and it cuts off goes. Like it's like getting a temporary fuel cutoff, but it's this throttle position sensor. And the rest of what's going to be done is undoing all this stuff. So I'm putting on these tires that I got from a 4Runner, I believe. And you can even see they're quite a bit smaller than these like 35s that are on there. So those are going to go around. I have to lower the body. There's 3-inch body pucks all around. I'm going to lower that, put it back on some polyurethane bushings. I've got the fuel stuff pretty much sorted out. I got my new sender coming from Japan. I got this upper shock mount installed. I'll do a whole video on that. Then I got to redo the rear suspension, and then I got to put the bed on and then paint the bed, and then it's pretty much ready to drive. So if you're interested in these old pickups, or if you have an old Toyota Turbo pickup, I might be able to help you out with some stuff. I might make a video that actually helps you out. We'll see. So if you are into these old pickups, you can subscribe if you want. You can like the video if you like this video. You can leave a comment down below asking any questions. I can help you out. But yeah, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.